Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with the fabulous Sid Roeder.
Ooh, fabulous.
It's been a good day.
I love it, yeah. You're in a good mood today, so it must have been a good week.
It's been good so far.
That's awesome.
Hopefully we keep it that way.
Oh, we're gonna.
We have a wonderful guest. You know, she's smiling right now, which is a good thing considering where we're at. But before we get to our guest, you want to talk about our sponsor?
I would love to. Our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, which is a group of professionals that has dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, and really anyone that cares. And our guest, Tracy Pharis with Blue Water Insurance, is actually a member. And if you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com. And the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, as always, if you have any suggestions for this show, anyone you would like to see us invite, you can call me personally at 435-512-6406.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you threw in that Tracy is part of our in the Empowering Seniors Group. So welcome, Tracy.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you back. I'm glad you're here and smiling. I know it's open enrollment right now. How's that going?
Oh, it's always chaotic, but always good.
Okay, so tell us what's going on with open enrollment. What is open enrollment? Who's it for? What are the dates?
Yeah, so Medicare open enrollment is going on right now. It started October 15th. It goes to December 7th. That is, of course, our over 65 population for the most part, unless they're disabled. But yeah, anyone that's 65 and older, this is a time that they can review their policies. They can make changes if there's a policy coming out for next year that's really good. Hopefully they're working with an agent like myself to make sure that what they have is going to be their best decision for next year.
So with you mentioning that age group, do you ever find that some people are scared of retirement because of the insurance costs that might creep up on them?
Yeah, so we actually see that quite a bit. So very good question, Sid. The fact is that a lot of times the people that I meet with, one of them is going to be turning 65 and considering retirement. But a lot of times the reason why they won't retire is because they have no idea what health insurance premiums are going to look like for the spouse that is not 65. So it becomes this really scary situation for them where they're like, I probably can't afford to retire because I can't afford health insurance premiums. And so meeting with me, we almost always can make it a very affordable situation. 9 times out of 10, people leave my office and say, oh, this is great. I'm going to be able to retire and premiums aren't what I thought they were going to be. This is totally affordable and doable. And, you know, now they're starting to plan for the rest of their life, doing those travel adventures or whatever it is that they had planned to do in retirement, they can start doing it.
Now, why is that? Like, what in people's mind do they think the insurance premiums are going to be if it's that high?
Yeah, so, you know, with Obamacare, everything changed dramatically, right? And we've seen an increase in premiums. For a while, premiums had kind of mellowed and stabilized, but then COVID hit. And people who had medical things that needed to be done, they were putting it off because of COVID. So we've seen an uptick in premiums again just because of the fact that there is a much higher rate of usage after COVID. So, you know, at this stage of the game, you know, premiums for one person at 65 could be as high as $1,500 a month. That's significant in retirement. So if that's what people are thinking, if they're just going out and searching it online and like, what is this going to cost me, whatever, those are probably the numbers that are coming back to them, and that's pretty scary.
No, definitely. Now, to get their premiums lower, is that physical condition, or is it how much money they make, or what kind of factors go into that?
Yeah, so great question. It is based really off of just a couple of things. First is age. Second is their demographics as to where they live. And third is their income. So, in retirement, we say people are going to have twice as much time, half as much money. When it comes to health insurance premiums, that's actually a really good thing because, we can get that premium down significantly.
Actually, I was just thinking, we haven't, in our previous shows that we've done over this sign-up period, we haven't touched on, maybe briefly, touch on the time frame that somebody has to, or should be signing up for Medicare when they're around 65 and if they're retiring. Do you want to just give us a quick one on that?
Yeah, so if they're just getting to age 65, we have the 3 months before their birthday, the month of their birthday, and 3 months after their birthday to sign up. So whenever, that works for them. Obviously, if they're getting ready to retire, we want to get on that pretty quick. And I usually say to my clients, if you know that you're ready and at 65, then we want to meet 3 months before their birthday, their birth month. So if they, have a birthday in December, we want to be meeting in September to make sure that we're getting everything in that needs to be in so that there's no issues.
So you have almost pretty much like a 7-month span in there. Now, if they're working and they plan on continue working, do they still have that, or does that extend until they retire?
Yeah. So if they are working and they have group insurance through their work, they don't need to move to Medicare if they don't want to. At the point that they decide that they want to retire, I still like to say let's at least have that 3-month lead time, because there will be a little bit more paperwork that's required in order to get Medicare started. So still, I think 3 months is a really good estimation of this is the time frame to get this ready to go. So whenever they decide to do it, we need 3 months.
So if somebody's still working but they do not have an insurance plan with their employer, then it's time to talk to you, right?
Absolutely. Yep, they do not want to delay. They want to get Medicare at 65.
Can they miss out on Medicare?
They can. We can sign up for it anytime. Well, that's not entirely true. There are some periods where if they miss that window, we can sign up for it, but the penalty starts to accrue.
Okay.
Tracy, we're at the beginning of our first break. Just enough time to get your contact information.
Yeah. So my phone number is 435-294-2161. And I am in downtown Logan at 74 West, 100 North.
Thank you, Tracy. This is the Senior Moments Show. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a pre-arranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts pre-arranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Did you know 10,000 baby boomers qualify for Medicare every day? Did you know that you'll start to get swamped with mail about Medicare 6 months before your 65th birthday? Did you also know it doesn't cost anything to use an insurance agent to help you navigate through all those offers? Hi, I'm Tracy Pharis with Blue Water Health Insurance. Let me help you understand all the offers you're receiving and find the plan that fits best for your situation. Call me today at 435-890-8155.
Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram offers free delivery service 5 days a week, Monday through Friday throughout the valley. Just stay home and they will deliver to you. With 25 different suppliers, they won't have the shortage that others might have. Also, with compounding and many other services, they will be able to serve all your needs. In order to stay safe and help slow the spread, please call Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram at 245-DRUG and they will take care of you.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
And welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with Sid Roeder, as well as our guest, Tracy Pharis, who right now is in the middle of open enrollment time. Tracy, we're coming up on December 9th. What advice do you, or not 9th, December 7th. Mm-hmm. There we go. I'll get my dates right. What advice do you have for people right now?
Well, if they're Medicare age, they just need to not delay. You know, contact me right away. We still have appointments available, but you know, we don't want to save it till the last minute. Please don't save it till the last minute. That gets very stressful.
Yeah, and maybe we do need to mention, because there's been some changes for 2025 with the drug plan. I don't know if you just briefly want to reiterate that.
Yeah, there are some big changes for the drug plan, and basically, in a nutshell, people who have low usage of medications are probably going to see an increase in what they have paid, and people who have high usage of medications are going to see a decrease. So it's this is an important time for people to just review and make sure that they know what next year will look like.
Okay, so if you haven't reviewed your plan this year, give Tracy a call and get in there and get it reviewed. Now, Tracy, are there any other health insurance things going on right now for individuals, or?
Yeah, so individual insurance is also going on. So everybody that's on, an individual plan, they are renewing right now as well. So that started November 1st, and that goes until January 15th, unless they're in Idaho, which some of our friends right across the border are. And their enrollment started October 15th and goes to December 16th, because December 15th is a Sunday.
And so for someone that's maybe not had individual insurance for a hot second, how does that look like when they come to you? What do they need to bring for you to see what plans are available to them?
So mostly at that stage, they're going to probably know everything that I would need to know, like what's their zip code, the ages of the people in their household, who needs the insurance. But the big one is income. Everything is driven by income, premiums. So if they are self-employed, they probably want to bring a copy of their most recent tax return, only because that is a pretty good indicator about what things will look like for the following year. But we really can put income at whatever they want income to be or what they feel comfortable with. But we want to make sure that we're not just, pulling a number out of the air. That would not be a good scenario.
So is this individuals and families then?
It is, yep.
And so is there anything new for those who might be already on plans and different things? Or is there any new and changes coming up the pipeline for this year?
There's not any big new things. Some plans have gone away, not too many, but a few have gone away. So If they were on a plan that is going away, they would have been getting a notification on that. And then the insurance company does what they call a crosswalk plan. So they will automatically move them to a plan that was similar to the one that they had. But the danger in allowing that to just, passively enroll is that might not be what they wanted, or that might not have been the best option out there. So I encourage people, don't just let it passively enroll. Make sure that you're just making good choices and knowing what you have for next year.
Sounds like you've got stressful times right now. Is there anything else? I can't think of anything else to ask you that you feel might be relevant for our listeners to consider.
So there is something coming. It's not going to end until the end of next year, but it is something to be thinking about for some of our higher incomed people. So during COVID, they passed the American Rescue Act. And it basically was, they increased the threshold for what a person could earn and still qualify for a tax credit. So that threshold went up significantly. Well, when they signed it into law, it was signed in for 2 years, and then Biden extended it for another 3 years. As it stands, that is due to end at the end of 2025. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't be signed back in again, but some of those people who have been receiving a tax credit, if it is not signed back into law, that is going to go away for 2026. So a little bit down the pipeline, but definitely something to be thinking about, because if it doesn't pass, those people's premiums are going to change significantly.
Wow. Yeah, that might be big.
Yeah.
When you're meeting with families and whatnot, do you have more than just health insurance? Do you do dental and those other options as well?
We do. And a lot of times, we can find something that works really good for them. I have a love-hate relationship with dental and vision, especially if they're really, really good about, like dental, for instance, if they're really good about going in every 6 months and getting their cleanings and they rarely have a cavity. It's probably better for them to just pay out of pocket for that than it is to do insurance. And sometimes their dentists will, do a cash price for them or have their own program within their office that might make better sense. But we always talk about all of those things and, make sure that what we're doing for the individual or the family makes good sense for them. So.
I don't know can you touch also on the health savings account in that regard really quick? Because, that might have an impact on people maybe putting some money aside for those things.
Yeah, so I am a huge fan of the HSA, the Health Savings Account. I have one personally, and I have a qualified plan that allows me to contribute to it. So in order to set up a health savings account, you have to have a qualified health insurance plan. And that it qualifies based off of the deductible amount. The way that a health savings account works is you put money in, it goes in tax-free, and you can pull it out to use it for anything medical, dental, vision, prescriptions, anything medical related. And as long as you do that, it will stay tax-free money. So it is a great tool for a lot of reasons, and I love them.
And what is the amount there? Maybe jog my memory. What's the max amount you can put in?
Yeah, so this year you can do $8,300, and then if you're 55 or older, you get an additional $1,000. So depending on your age, but for a family, it's $8,300. It would be half of that for an individual, and then the nice thing about the HSA is if you don't use that money in a year, it rolls over to the next year. So it's not a flex spending account where if you don't use it by the end of the year, you lose it. It rolls over. So that account potentially could get really, really big if you weren't using it.
Thank you, Tracy. We are at the end of our second segment. This is the Senior Moment Show. We'll take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's tough knowing how to care for an aging parent. Mom has always been there for me, but now I need to be there for her. When we found out she needed surgery, I wondered how I could attend to her needs and still be mom to my kids. I was so relieved to learn about transitional rehab at Maple Springs in North Logan. From the nurses to the physical therapists, it was like their whole staff was focused on helping Mom get better. Maple Springs in North Logan was an answer to my prayers.
Learn more at maplespringsnorthlogan.com or call 753-9400.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Pharis with Blue Water Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty.
I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
And welcome back to the Senior Moments Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with Sid Roeder, as well as Tracy Pharis. She's been telling us all about insurance, health insurance specifically, and how open enrollment is going on right now. And do not put it off. So if you have any questions or concerns about health insurance, you need to get enrolled, please call her and get an appointment scheduled. Tracy, right now, would you mind sharing your contact information for those people that need to get in and get things taken care of sooner rather than later?
Yes, I'd be happy to. My phone number is 435-294-2161, and I am located at 74 West, 100 North in downtown Logan.
And maybe we can talk a little bit, if somebody just barely tuned in, do you want to maybe repeat? I know we're coming up on the end of enrollment periods, and I know you're licensed in Utah and Idaho. Do you want to maybe let people know what the time frames are?
Yeah. So Idaho, they don't function with the federal facilitated marketplace. They run their own. So they have a little bit different rules. And their last day to submit an application is December 16th. And then Utah will follow the federal government's rules, and they go until January 15th. However, if you do not do your application before December 15th, you will have a February 1st effective date. So if you want a January 1 effective date, we have to do your application prior to December 15th.
Okay, and this is with the individuals, right?
Correct.
And families?
Yep,
okay.
This is individuals and families.
This actually brings up a question for me that I haven't thought about before. What happens if somebody enrolls in Idaho but then moves into Utah? Are those plans gripping in a different state, or does that allow them to re-enroll in a different state? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And a move from one state to the next is a qualifying event. We call it a SCP, a special enrollment period. So that would qualify them to revisit plans. There are some, overlap on plans, especially with Select Health, specifically in Idaho versus Utah. But as a general statement, they would for sure want to review that. And they only have 60 days. So from the time that they relocated to Utah, they would have 60 days to change that policy from Idaho to Utah, or vice versa, Utah to Idaho.
So a move from state to state would be a qualifying event. What other kind of events would qualify under that special enrollment period?
Yeah, so if they had a baby, that's a qualifying event. If they got married and one of them lost insurance as a result of, being married, a divorce, a loss of coverage through a job, Those are really the big ones that, qualify for an SEP, a special enrollment period.
Wow, we've talked a lot about Medicare and insurance today, and I can't even think of another question to ask you, Tracy. Is there anything burning in your mind that you'd like to share with our listeners?
There is one thing. This year, it's kind of been, for lack of a better term, pretty loosey-goosey in the state of Utah. And the reason is that during COVID, again, I know that's a word nobody even wants to hear anymore, and I hate saying it, but during COVID, anybody that was on Medicaid, which is the state-funded insurance, if they were on Medicaid, they did not do reevaluations. So they just got to stay on Medicaid until they started doing reevaluations again. That has been happening over the last couple of years. As a result of that, Utah, the federal government has came out and said anybody can enroll, from now until whatever date. Well, that has ended up being the case for this whole entire year in the state of Utah. So if people live in Utah and they're like, it was, June and I was able to get insurance, what's the big deal? That is going away starting January 1st. So if a person doesn't enroll during open enrollment now, they will not be able to get insurance again unless they have one of those SEPs that we just talked about until January of 2026.
So get in now.
They need to if they want insurance for 2025.
Awesome. Can you kind of go over those dates again one more time?
Yeah. So the ending date for Medicare open enrollment is December 7th. The ending date for individual and family insurance in the state of Utah is January 15th, but December 15th if they want a January 1 effective date. And then the final date for Idaho is December 16th.
Thank you, Tracy. And we're almost at the end of our show, but I don't want to leave without being able to hear your contact information one more time.
Yeah, thank you. My phone number is 435-294-2161, and I am located at 74 West, 100 North in downtown Logan, and I would love to hear from you.
Thank you, Tracy, for coming in. This is the Senior Moment Show. Again, I would like to mention our sponsor, who is the Empowering Seniors Group, of which Tracy Pharis is a member. If you'd like to find out more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com. This is the Senior Moments Show. Please tune in again next week.